All right, there we go. We are finally live. Sorry about the little bit of a delay. My name is Chris. This is my channel, We Love Comics, and I have something I haven't had in a while, and that is a comic haul. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you could see to the left of me when the video camera comes on. Obviously, you can't see it right now, but I have literally about 50 boxes of comics that have not been unboxed, waiting for special occasions and waiting for moments where I basically ran out of money and can't afford to buy any more comics, which is basically the case because being out of work now going on 3 months, not having any kind of assistance at all, and not seeing any future in sight, my savings is pretty much run dry for comics, and that's why I have stuff always on the side. Let me put on the video camera. So if anybody's interested in some of the comics that I sell, there's a link in the description, so check those out. As you could see here, these are boxes I have yet to unbox, and I do it for these kind of occasions because, like I said, situation is where it is, and I haven't been doing that many videos. It's been kind of hard to motivate myself. But all things, you know, happen for a reason, and eventually there will be light at the end of the tunnel. So, you know, I always say stay positive, get through what you got to get through, and hopefully everybody's safe with all the craziness that's going on in the world. Also, I found the reason why my views have been going down a little bit, and I'm experiencing myself. I don't know if you're experiencing this, but if you have a PlayStation and you watch YouTube on your PlayStation network, you can't sign in. It's been like that for about a week and a half now, where it does not allow you to sign in, and there's errors, and there's nothing that you can do. So a lot of people that watch on their PlayStation, I don't know if it's also on Xbox or not, but anybody that's signing in on PlayStation cannot sign in, so that is a little frustrating. So let me say hello to the people that are here, because I always appreciate you all, especially those that give these kind of videos a thumbs up. It means a lot. I can use all the help I can get at this point. But also, don't forget to wait to the end to see who's today's surprise subscriber shout-out. If you want one, you don't have to be a subscriber, but hopefully you will. But we got ICHGEH. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that because I know I will screw it up. But he says, greetings from Austria. Welcome. You're our first person. Nivek is here. Glad that you are finally able to catch a live stream. Agu is here. Jason is here. We got Michael, we got John, we got Comic Mag Musings, always good to see you. Blue Moreno is here, Back As You Been, Paul Hurst, Collector's Den, Surge, Trell, Rush, Zocal, and many more. Hello everybody, hope you're enjoying your day and getting ready for some comics. Now, as always, I kind of give a description of what's key about the book. I will tell you the price I paid, which includes shipping and handling. Matthew is here, also Don Dizzle is here, Donato is here, welcome. So I will show you, I've got about 12, 13 books. Some of them are speculation, some I'm taking the chance on. And I always say collect what you love, doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, whether they agree with it or not. One of the good reasons about if they disagree with your selection of comics, that just means less competitors to try and get your books, which means you can get them at the best prices possible. So that being said, let me show you the first speculation books in this comic haul. Now, these first two are books that are pretty much at this point not worth anything, but that's the chance that where you're paying the lowest prices for books, because if something happens as far as a movie or TV show, you never know. This is an image book. It's not something that I view as going to be millions of dollars. I'm figure for the price I paid for these two, I'm going to take the chance on them, because if you saw the video I did last week, it's been around for a while, but it's become more and more official about the first, the Prophet movie, and yes, I think they're absolutely going to change the character, but like Guardians of the Galaxy, they didn't base it on the original characters. The name is what's going to cause the price rise in the comics. But these are books that I think are going to be one and done at best, even if there is a movie. But as of now, there is nothing. But that's the best time to take a chance on the book, because you know what'll happen. As soon as there's announcements and people like me and others make videos, you know what happens to the price of books. So if you're going to take a chance on a book, you might as well when the price is low. So the first one, this is Youngblood Issue 0. Now, this isn't the gold or anything. This is just the regular copy. I mean, I have one of these since I was a kid. But this one was signed by Liefeld, and that's why I took the chance on it. And I only paid $18.99 for this book, signed by Liefeld. So I figured you never know what could happen somewhere down the line with this group. I doubt it. I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, bet the farm on this one. But, I mean, for $19 for a signed book, for me, it's worth taking the chance on, because if there is any kind of announcement, you never know, prices will go up. So it's fine for me to take the chance, and the same with this one. This, of course, if you grew up like me in the 90s, you know this book all too well. This was actually the first Image book ever, so it has some significance in that. But this is Youngblood #1. I have copies of it, but, again, signed by Rob Liefeld. This is the first appearance of Youngblood. Thought it was worth taking the chance on. Again, I didn't pay a lot of money. I paid $13.98 for a signed book. I'm not going to sit here and say it's worth thousands or anything like that. I'm not going to say there's going to be ever a movie or a TV show. But these days, you never know with movie franchises buying up rights of characters. If they buy it up and never make a movie, you know if they make an announcement the price is going to go up, that would be the time to sell that book. Because even if they did make a TV show or a movie, and again, that's why this is at the bottom of the list, I don't think it's going to go anywhere long term. It's not going to be anything like Marvel or even DC's level, so keep that in mind. Alright, the rest of the books are all key issues. Those I just thought I would take the chance on. This is a book I definitely recommend. I have a couple of copies, and you can get these pretty cheap. This, of course, this is Strange Tales number 138. Want to make sure I got the number right. Show the cover so you could see this one. This is, of course, the first appearance of Eternity. Now, they have teased this character in Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, they're going to a lot more space in the future with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This could be a character that could see the light of day in the MCU. In my opinion, I don't think you're going to see this as a major character. It may even be a one-and-done character. But even still, if there's an announcement that he ends up in a movie, you know what'll happen. So again, you want to buy these before those things happen, and deals are still out there. Now this, of course, is probably a 4.0 to a 5.0. It's a couple of color break increases, nothing major, but still presents well. With shipping and handling, I paid $38 for it. So for that price, definitely, again, not afraid to take a chance on. This is an early Silver Age book. Absolutely love this one. Lower grade, but I've always been a fan of this comic character. This is Peanuts. This is issue number 1. Now, there is one that I think it's number 858, but it has a blue. That is actually the first printing and first ever Peanuts in comic book form. But this is Peanuts number 1. So this came afterwards. This came out in 1963. Still a good book. This definitely could use a pressing. It's probably a 3.0 to a 3.5. But again, I love the old Peanuts. As a kid, I loved all the specials they had over the years. They still enjoy them to this day. This is a gold key book. Paid $61.25 for this book. Again, pressing would help. It's got a lot of color break increases. But for the grade, I'm happy with it, and I'll enjoy that book. This is a book I was telling people to get years ago. I have some graded books. I have some ungraded books. But I found the deal on this one. They were selling it for $49.99 with a best offer. I did a best offer, and they actually did approve it. This has been a rumor of getting his own movie. So it's another book I highly recommend. This is The Man Called Nova, issue number 1. This is the first appearance of Nova. Considering you had the Nova Corps in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they actually said he was supposed to be in Endgame, but they cut out his scenes, which means they definitely have a larger character development going on, potentially, for this book. So there have been rumors that he could get his own movie. Who knows? But I definitely see a lot of potential in this book, so it's one I definitely recommend getting. You're going to pay about the $40 to $50 range. Again, this person was selling it for $49.99 plus or best offer. I did a best offer, and with shipping and handling, they accepted it, so I only paid $24.95. That was the price I was paying for this about 4 years ago when I was telling people to get this book. So it shows that, you know, deals are out there. You just got to search for them. So this one's in pretty darn good condition. I would say at least a 7.5, if not higher. So for $24.95, definitely not going to complain. a book you should get. Getting some Golden Age love. I love me some early Superman and Batman kind of books, so when I see them for the right price, I will definitely pick them up. Again, this is a lower grade, probably about a 3.5 to 4.0 at best. Pressing would help. It's got a couple of little missing pieces, especially at the top where the number is. Oh no, it's not. The number of the issue is here. But this is a 52-page magazine. Well, I called it magazines, but this is Superman number 58. This is the first appearance of Tiny Tricks. Highly doubt you'll ever hear that name ever again unless you buy one of those small boxes of Trix cereal. But, I mean, for a book in the mid-40s, I paid only $65 for this book. Then that includes shipping and handling. It has a little piece of the corner missing. It has one or two color breaks. There's some wrinkling here, so pressing technically would help it, but I wouldn't press this book. Staples are intact, and as you can see, the cover still presents well. So I love getting a lot of the earlier Golden Age Superman and Batman, and you can get them relatively cheap. I mean, to get this for under $100, very happy with it. So I paid $65 for issue number 58. No real major significance other than the fact it's a Golden Age Superman, and that intrigues me. Alright, this is another book. I've never owned this one before. I've been trying to get it, but the prices were high. And that's why I say sometimes you gotta wait a little while, because deals will always happen. There have been rumors about this character showing up. I don't know at this point, but it's worth taking the chance on. But this is Thor Annual number 1. This is the first appearance of comic book form of Hercules. So this is definitely a significant issue. It's a thick book. It's an annual. It's got a tear right here. There's a color-breaking tear right there, so you can see it goes all the way around. I'm surprised it doesn't rip off, but I'm perfectly fine with that. There's a couple of, maybe a dozen color breaks along the spine. Most of the damage is in the corner there. There's a color-breaking crease line there, but overall, again, lower grade, I would say probably a 3.0 to a 3.5. But another book I would definitely take the chance on. Again, you don't want to break the bank on books like this, but you never know. If Hercules does show up and he does as well as Thor did, because, you know, they are gods, you know, and they've been around for a very long time. These weren't invented in the comic books. These have been around for, you know, thousands and thousands of years. But this is their first appearances in comic book form, at least for Hercules concerned. I wish it was the first appearance of Thor. But definitely worth taking the chance on. I paid $67.70 for this book. Not a bad price for that annual. And plus, it's the first annual of Journey into Mystery, so definitely one to consider. Here's another one that I would definitely recommend getting. I have about 2 or 3 of these books. I think this one's definitely a lot more certain. If not for one of the characters, definitely the second. Well, I can't say definitely because nothing's guaranteed, but high probability is probably the better suggestion. This is Fantastic Four King Size Special, issue number 6. This is the first appearance of Annihilus. There have been rumors about him, but also this is the first appearance of Franklin Richards, Sue Storm, and Reed Richards' son. Now, he has a very powerful ability. I don't know if they'd use that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I mean, it might be a matter of time before you see Franklin Richards. I doubt you'd see him right away, but this definitely has potential. So, I mean, this could be twice over potential. If they show Annihilus in a movie, that will definitely raise the price, and then later on down the line, if they end up having the child, and it is named Franklin Richard, and they keep with the story of the comic books, it'll go up again. So definitely worth taking the chance on. Has a couple of color breaking creases right there. You can see there's some edge damage around the corner. There's some couple of color breaks there, but again, definitely a good book to get. I paid $75.99. Not bad at all for this book. And we got 3 more to go. So as usual, don't forget to hit the likes up if you like this. Stay until the end to see the subscriber shout out. Join the cashback program, because if you spend $25 or more within the first 90 days, you get a $10 cashback bonus award, and it helps me. Like I said, I've been basically unemployed now for 3 months. I don't get any of the assistance, and my savings has definitely let's just say, seen better days, and we'll leave it at that. So if you click on the link and sign up and you spend the $25 or more, I get a one-time referral fee, so I want to make sure I disclose that. Alright, so 3 more books. This is another book I have a couple of copies of. This is a lower grade, probably a 2.5 to a 3.0, but definitely a book to get now while you get the chance, especially if you cannot afford his first appearance. This, of course, is Amazing Spider-Man number 17. This is the second appearance of the Green Goblin, but the first appearance of his glider, which, of course, if he ends up in the MCU, they're going to use that, because the first appearance, Amazing Spider-Man 14, he's basically driving a magical vacuum cleaner. So there is some significance to this book, and like I said, if you cannot afford Amazing Spider-Man 14, his first appearance, because even a 0.5 now is about $400 or $500, this is a nice alternative. And again, it does have a little significance because of the fact it's the first time he has this cool glider instead of the volume vacuum. And Danny did a super chat, so I always appreciate when people do that. So if I see it, I want to give a shout out. So thank you. And he says, I'm surprised you haven't got any Green Lanterns. I definitely have Green Lanterns. As a matter of fact, I have one of the best ones, which is the first appearance of the Silver Age Green Lantern, Showcase 22. But I bought that a while ago. But I'm more of a Marvel guy than a DC guy. Definitely does not mean I don't love DC, because like you said, if you're watching this video, I showed a Superman book. I just happen to, for some reason, get gravitated more towards the Marvel, because they have more potential movie-wise, but I love collecting Golden Age DC. I even have some Golden Age Green Lantern, so anytime I get deals for that, I would definitely pick them up. So, just not in this particular comic haul. But thank you again, Danny, for that super chat. Well, trust me, it helps. And after the taxes are withdrawn and the YouTube takes their percentage, I'll owe them 50 cents. No, thank you. All kidding aside, I appreciate it. So this next book is another This is an X-Men book. This is a book I definitely recommend getting. Again, I don't know if this character will see the light of day, but still, early X-Men books are going to be hot, especially once they announce the X-Men officially. We know this is, pretty much a guarantee. Not this character, but the X-Men are coming. So get all the X-Men while you can. But this is X-Men number 3. This is the first appearance of the Blob. This is my either second or third copy of this book. You can see there's some damage along his face. There's a couple of things. It looks like they shot him in the face a couple of times, or at least Iceman did. But this is still a good book to get. Again, early X-Men, you can't go wrong. This does have a significance. He's not a major character, but he is known. And whether he'd show up in the X-Men, at this point, I doubt it. But I would buy this just because of the earliness, and it is a key book. I like the fact that Iceman is throwing a snowplane at him. Gotta love early Silver Age Marvel. Let me see. Yeah, it does have some... It's got a lot of breaks. There's some damage on the back. This is probably a 2.0 to a 2.5. Still a fairly expensive book. But I only paid $104.53 for this, so for X-Men number 3, first appearance of the Blob, still not a bad price for that book. Don't regret it. We'll see what happens. Alright, last but not least, before I show the last book, if you give it a thumbs up, it really helps. Don't forget to wait until the end to see who's today's surprise subscriber shout-out. And as always, I appreciate you guys and gals taking the chance to watch one of my videos. Hopefully you'll subscribe if you haven't. This is my third copy of this book. It's definitely one I recommend. He is going to be in probably the next Spider-Man movie. How much of a main character he'll be remains to be seen. He could continue on if they do the Sinister Six, so that should narrow it down to which character's first appearance this is. But we have my it's either third or fourth copy. I believe it's third. Did I say Snowman? No, I said Iceman. But this is Amazing Spider-Man number 20. This is the first appearance of the Scorpion. We have already seen bits and pieces of this character in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Far From Home. But they didn't show him in costume. But they basically let you know with the guy that had the Scorpion on his neck who he was. So whether he ends up in costume or not, I pretty much say... 90% to 95% will happen. He probably will be part of the Sinister Six. What big part, I don't know, because the actor playing him is not a major actor, and that usually tells you that it's probably not going to be a major big appearance. But still, if he ends up in the movie with the costume, you know this book is going to rise, so now is the time to get that book. With shipping and handling, I paid $158 for this book. Not a bad one for this price. Again, lower grade, probably a 3.0. It's got a color break increase that goes all the way across. There's some damage along the edges, not major amounts. But as you could see, the cover presents well, and you cannot go wrong with this book. Especially, I mean, the first 20 issues of Amazing Spider-Man are pretty much almost all great books to get. The only two exceptions, unless you're trying to complete a run, would be Amazing Spider-Man number 8, First Living Brain. That's really not going anywhere. And Amazing Spider-Man number 10, which is the First Enforcers. Again, I don't see them ending up with anything. I don't think they're going to be doing any cowboy lassoing villains in any movie anytime soon. But even the other books, like, for example, Amazing Spider-Man 17, second appearance of the Green Goblin, first of the Collider. Even, like, for example, Amazing Spider-Man 7, which is the second appearance of the Vulture. Amazing Spider-Man 12, second appearance of Doc Ock. So there's definitely, you can't go wrong with the first 20 books. 19 doesn't have anything that majorly special either, but it does have the cameo of the person that plays the Scorpion, but not in costume. I forget his name, but I'm sure somebody will put that in the comic book collection, in the comment section. So that is my haul. I'll have other hauls, but I don't think I'll have anything for a while that's going to be any better than this one, because like I said, pretty much the funds have gone dry. That doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. I'm always forever hopeful, and hopefully the flea market that you see up here that I'm advertising will open soon. They're not even talking about a potential opening date, even though other places have already started to open. So things have been a little interesting, but, you know, like they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So let's do today's surprise subscriber shout-out. Hopefully you guys will appreciate it. And what did Harvey write? Harvey wrote, Chris, Moonberry23 wants a shout-out. Make his life complete. Well, I doubt getting the shout-out will make his life complete, but if it makes him happy, then the shout-out today will be for Moonberry23. So, Harvey, you did a good job, you know, rooting for somebody. So, it shows in the comment section, Harvey being one of my moderators. If you leave comments to the moderators, they might do the little thing that they did right here. So, good job for the shout-out, and don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. No magical door closed today, which, by the way, it's always my wife that does that. I don't have any ghosts or anything, at least not that I know of. And hope you guys are enjoying your day, being safe, and not forgetting that it's not you, it is not I, it is We Love Comics. Thanks as always, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you next video. Be safe, everybody.